Considering we have already made a video on how an incompetent voter contributes to elect a poor government, the duties and responsibilities of a voter to be informed in their judgment of voting is to be by performance rather than vote through emotion. We thought it would be wise to do the same about the responsibilities of a government and how the incompetence of our leaders is failing our nation. Let's start with the basics. Our democracy has a flawed side as it allows anyone to compete in an election. Here are two shades of democracy which are better than what we have already: geniocracy and meritocracy. Geniocracy is a democracy that has been designed with intelligence and compassion as the major factors for governance. It is a type of government which focuses on problem solving and creative intelligence. And also, meritocracy is a type of democracy where people have power because of their abilities and merit and not because of their financial and social positions. Geniocracy and meritocracy only strive towards better welfare, economic growth, efficiency, simplicity, and most importantly, allow less room for corruption, which is rampant in the current democracy. These types of democracies are present in very successful countries like Singapore, Germany, the United Kingdom, Canada, America, and even Australia. All these countries are very developed countries and, as mentioned, are very efficient in their governing processes. I think there is no harm in adapting such a democracy. It's very sad to say, our democracy has a flawed side as it allows anyone to compete in an election. Here are some anecdotes throughout Indian political history when politicians were elected only because of their social status. Some examples being Phulan Devi, who is a dacoit in Uttar Pradesh. I mean, who allows a dacoit to be a politician? Rabri Devi, who was Lalu Prasad Yadav's wife. She was a stand-in CM when Lalu Prasad Yadav was in jail. Vijay Kant, an actor. Golma Devi, who doesn't even read or write. She was just a political activist, a leader of their community. She doesn't even know the concept of democracy, to be fair. Jafar Sharif was a driver. Vatal Nagraj was just a nuisance among us. All these people mentioned above didn't know how a political system works, don't know how to lead people, don't know what welfare of people means, and came into politics just because they were famous or had adept social status. These are the inept politicians who crawled into our political system due to our flawed democracy. And these can be avoided by just switching to any of these two shades of democracy we will see now: geniocracy and meritocracy. These kind of advantages can be achieved because the governing people know that the importance of welfare of people and what is needed for the betterment of country, and hence are not motivated to be corrupt and take intelligent and efficient decisions. An independent bureaucracy can be a step in that direction. Let's explore this idea. Raghuram Rajan and Urjit Patel's exit from RBI demonstrates that the Indian bureaucracy is far from being merit based. Important positions in the government and the bureaucracy of India have been politicized, and the holders of the position are indeed sycophants. A geniocratic government is characterized by intelligence, common sense, imagination, ability to link together several problems and solve them collectively. Here's how we can simply induce these forms of government into our democracy: by placing minimum education norms, intelligence levels while applying for nominations will eliminate such kind of ill-informed, simpleton politicians and make the government intelligent. Simple qualification tests to just check their IQ Knowledge about our constitution, political system, social conditions, and basic education criteria is enough to make a geniocratic or a meritocratic government. That's a step in the right direction.